was she? She's great.
Oh, I should have passed this. She forgot something.
Now, just so everybody knows, who has the magic mark? Okay. Yeah. For the,
What's it for?
it's for Mary's article.
Oh, for that magazine.
We'll put it on here.
I forgot to bring the magazine.
I got it ready. I got it ready.
Right here.
I got it ready.
You guys are really funny.
Right
You know
here.
that, right?
That's why I brought
Like
it.
for what?
Oh, here it is. Wait, I can.
So,
Well, I just hope I spoke highly of our district. That's
now,
all I'm-
the only thing I didn't like about this is Cleveland, not because it's your
I
last name.
know, I know.
Because there's some people that we know are from Cleveland. We're trying to take
I
credit.
can't help that part. I know. I saw that and thought the same thing, like,
Why couldn't he be Earl Columbus or Earl Cincinnati?
and I've had people ask me that. Can you just change your name? I'm like, oh, that's not how that works either.
Okay, you ready, Chris?
I, yeah.
You already know. Okay, we will call this meeting to order. This meeting is the meeting of the Board of Education in public for the purpose of conducting the school district's business and is not to be considered a public community meeting. Public participation is governed by Board Bylaw 0169.1, public participation at board meetings. 1B is the roll call. Ms. Petter.
Mr. Simons?
Present.
Mrs. Kessler?
Here.
Mrs. Cleveland?
Here.
Mrs. Moore?
Here.
Mrs. Ely?
Here.
Very good. Mr. Carr, could you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Sir. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Very good, very good. Okay. Need a motion for approval, revision of agenda.
I make a motion that we approve the agenda as presented.
Second?
Properly moved in second. Ms. Petter?
Mrs. Kessler?
Yes.
Mrs. Cleveland?
Yes.
Mrs. Moore?
Yes.
Mrs. Ely?
Yes.
Mr. Simons?
Yes. Motion passes. We will move to one E. Which is the inspirational message.
Thank you.
Mr. Carr?
Dr. Arnold, come on up. Dr. Arnold's here, our principal of our middle school, new principal of our middle school, doing a great job.
All right.
I will say, as you may be seen on social media, we're doing a thing to honor staff called Heart of the Viking. And Dr. Arnold, sorry. Dr. Arnold received the Heart of the Viking. And the Heart of the Viking is why it's so important, I think, is because it comes from kids from my superintendent student cabinet. So it's not about us honoring him. It was one of the students. So I want to give you that shout out while you're here.
Thank you.
The floor is yours, sir.
Appreciate it. So, today I talk about the village of PCMS. At Princeton Community Middle School, we believe many things. We believe in hard work. We believe in character. We believe in the potential of every student who walks through our doors. But above all, we believe this: no student succeeds alone. It takes teachers. It takes families. It takes mentors, coaches, counselors, and friends. It takes a village. And this is the village of PCMS.
Hi, we're students from Princeton Community Middle School.
People say it takes a village to raise a child.
This is our
A
village means you're not alone. If you're confused,
Someone helps you. Someone notices. If you succeed,
someone celebrates.
that's what happens here. They teach us how to think, how to try again, how to grow. They believe in us, even when we don't believe in ourselves.
learning who we are.
Estamos aprendiendo quién somos. How to be a good friend.
Como usted tu amiga, how to be a successful student. And the adults here care about more than our adults
Like Miss Collins, Miss Fire.
care about us.
We belong. We are supported.
We are not alone.
Care they believe in us.
Different languages, different backgrounds.
One message.
We matter. We matter. We matter.
Being part of a village doesn't mean it's easy.
And this people respect you when you're this.
Our village is not just our school. It's our families too.
When our families support us,
We feel stronger.
When schools and villages feel better.
At PCMS, our families are a part of the village. Princeton Community Middle School is more than a school.
It's a community.
It's support. This is our village.
Be live.
Esta es nuestra ciudadanía.
Este es nuestro pueblo. This is our village.
And in this village,
We rise together as Vikings. As always.
go West!
Thank you, Dr. Arnold. Tell the students, I'll be over to tell them here later in the week, but tell them thank you. I like coming in there, a little loud, but it's all good. Gets me back to my principal days.
Okay.
Yes. I'd like to take a moment to recognize a longtime teacher. She taught at Glendale for many years, and she passed away recently. Her name is Lynette Carissa Brown, and she was just faithful to a fault to her students, teaching at Glendale Elementary for many years. And she was devoted immensely to her church, to her family, and to her sorority. So if you could join with me for about 60 seconds of dedication to Lynette Carissa Brown. Funeral services are March 13th from 3 to 7 at Shorten and Ryan Funeral Home on Reading Road in Mason, Ohio. That's visitation. The funeral service will be held on March 14th from 9:30 a.m. That is through her sorority, aka Sorority Incorporated. Ivy Beyond the Wall ceremony, and then visitation again from 10 to 11, and then that service at City Gate Church on that day at noon. So we just want to remember her dedication and love to our students at Glendale Elementary. Thank you for the time.
Can I also say, and I have to, because she actually had two of my kids, but at Stewart Elementary. So I just want to make sure, the Stewart family is missing her too. I mean, she devoted quite a few years there as well.
Relis, Robert E. Lucas, she taught. Yeah. Wonderful.
I will be, in my remarks, I will say a couple things as well.
Wonderful.
Focus on connections, heavy connections I have with her. So
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Proclamation, Mr. Clerk.
yes. First one will be Music in Our Schools Month. The board wishes to proclaim the following. whereas the study of music contributes to young people's development through heightening skills in listening, reading, self-expression, and creativity. And whereas music education in the schools includes a broad range of types of music and active musical experiences. And whereas music and other arts significantly enhance the morale and quality of the school environment. And whereas it is the stated objective of the public schools to raise awareness of the importance of music education for all students and to remain citizens that school and where all children should have access to music. And whereas the National Association for Music Education has designated March 2026 as Music in Our Schools Month. And whereas Music in Our Schools Month is an opportunity for music teachers to bring their music programs to the attention of the school and the community and to display the value that school music brings to students of all ages. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Princeton Board of Education endorses the observation of Music in Our Schools Month as an opportunity to support the purposes and practices of music education and encourages teachers, parents, students, and all citizens to participate. And I would add off the script there, I think everybody knows about our music programs and how great they are. So this is something that's really important to Princeton. It always has been. We have great teachers and great students, and you know, it's always great when people are calling us to go perform at events. You know, we can't do them all. Miss Roddy and I get requests all the time, and we just can't do them all. So thank you to our teachers, thank you to our students for what they do in the music department.
Thank you, Mr. Card. We have another proclamation.
Yes. The board wishes to proclaim the following. Whereas the National Women's History Alliance, NWHA, has declared March as the National Women's History Month, and whereas the theme of the 2026 National Women's History Month is Leading the Change, Women Shaping a Sustainable Future, and whereas NWHA encourages recognition of women, past and present, who have been active in all forms of media and storytelling, including print, radio, TV, stage, screen, blogs, podcasts, and more. Whereas women have been long instrumental in passing on our heritage in the word and in print to communicate the lessons of those who came before us. And whereas the goal of the NWHA is to celebrate the diverse contributions of women for leading sustainability efforts across environmental, economic, educational, and social justice movements, and to raise awareness of the important historical and contemporary roles of women in shaping sustainable change. And whereas we recognize and honor these brave accomplishments and influential women who told and continue to tell their stories. Now, therefore, it be resolved that the Princeton Board of Education endorses the observation of National Women's History Month in March of 2026 and recognizes that women's dedication and shared desire to give voice to the voiceless are critical to keep us informed, entertained, and aware. And as a proud girl dad of 4 daughters, I second that.
Thank you.
Sons. She has a daughter.
A daughter and a son, one of each.
Yeah,
I'm
daughter.
done.
I know Mary has two. So I think we all agree with
Yeah, lots of
Mr.
daughters
Carr.
up here.
Oh, you sure do.
I got 3.
At this point in time, we will move to part 3, which is the public comment. And we are going to hold the speakers to the normal 3-minute allotment. So we will start with Angela Solomon.
Yeah. Isn't that
so
nice?
hard
I'm
for
not
today.
controlling that.
Stop it. Don't you dare start that.
Don't worry about the time.
And I'm the back.
You're the backup time? All right. Can you hear me? Okay. Hi, my name is Angela Solomon. I'm a resident of Glendale. Messing with me. I am, okay, glasses. I would like to review my request and desire for a policy change regarding homeschooled students in our school district attending classes in the schools. I began asking for this change in August when my son, Sam, wanted to be in the orchestra. I believe that our district deserves a strong, comprehensive policy that allows students to attend, homeschooled students to attend up to 2 classes in the public school system. I would love a policy that offers great clarity about expectations of the school, the participating students, and the families involved regarding attendance and grading and any other matter that all students have to adhere to. I recognize that there are occasionally supply fees associated with classes, and it makes sense to pass those costs on to participating students. I absolutely believe that it is worth it for us to pay our portion of chemicals required for chemical experiments or anything like that. Participation fees are completely understandable. I believe the addition of a few homeschoolers to the school environment would benefit the homeschool students with exposure to a more diverse set of people and experiences, but I also believe the homeschoolers who participate in such a program would be a benefit to the classroom environment, bringing a perspective to discussions that isn't currently available. I feel urgency about this policy, something that has come up recently, because I have been hoping for and working toward this change since August. And it would be such a shame, sorry, I'm turning my paper. It would be such a shame to miss another year before enacting this policy. It takes time to write a policy, especially a good policy, and I know that the process involves multiple readings before it can even begin, and then the establishment of processes. And I think if we back up from the beginning of the next school year, now is the time to act. So, I can't think of anything else with my 40 seconds. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. The next person is Jacqueline Ard.
Good evening. My name is Jacqueline Ard, and I'm actually a music teacher in the district. This is my 20th year with Princeton. And I didn't really prepare an actual speech, but I wanted to come and talk from the heart on behalf of Mr. Card. I've seen a lot of things happen in this district over many years. We've had a lot of leadership changes. And Mr. Card is all about what's doing best for kids. And he also knows that supporting staff is the best way to help our children too. He has done so many things specifically for Heritage Hill. And looking back at the incident with ICE earlier this year and them being in the neighborhood, I don't know of another superintendent who would go and walk in front of a bus in the pouring rain to make sure that every single child got home safely, that there was an adult there to welcome them. We had another incident where we were on lockdown at dismissal just a few weeks ago, and Mr. Hurd came. He was there to ensure that everybody was safe as we dismissed. He handled things in a calm and orderly fashion. And I just have a lot of respect for the work that he has done in his tenure here. And so I would just ask that you would reconsider, a 3-year contract for him. Thank you.
Thank you. The next speaker would be Leslie Parker.
Good evening to all. there's no easy way to say this. Finding a superintendent is a difficult task as it is. Districts across the country search for leaders who understand education, who understand students, who understand the responsibility of leading a school district. Finding a black male superintendent who truly has a background in education, someone who walks the path, someone who understands the challenges of many students face, and brought professional expertise and lived experience in this role is rare. And it matters. Representation matters at every level of education. It matters in the classroom, it matters in the principal's office, and it especially matters in leadership. When students see someone who looks like them in leadership positions, it sends a message that words cannot replace. It tells them that their dreams are possible. It tells them that their voice matters. And it reminds them that they belong in every space that decisions are made. But representation is not just about appearance. It is about understanding. It is about empathy. The leadership that's recognized and recognize the culture, the experience, and the challenges that students bring with them every day that they walk through the doors. Mr. Cart consistently demonstrated this kind of leadership, standing firm for diversity, equality, and academic excellence for all students, not just some. Not just the students that are already advanced, but every student in this district. But he has worked to elevate student voice, to make sure young people feel seen, heard, and valued. He has recognized student achievements and celebrated success across this district. And he has focused on creating opportunities that all and each and every student can reach their full potential. This kind of leadership does not happen by accident. It is intentional. It is commitment. And it takes someone who truly believes in every person in this district success. Right now, public education is facing challenges across this country. Schools are being debated, criticized, and put into political conversations that often forget the most important people in the room, which are the students. At times like this, we should be not focused on division, but focused on unity. We as educators, as families, and as community members should lead and support the schools that are serving our students. And it's not about any person in this room besides the students. Our students from elementary school all the way through high school are watching the decisions that are being made in this room. And we are watching, and we need you to do the best that you can for us. Thank you.
Good time.
Okay, we have another speaker. At this time, it will be Mary Lofty.
Yay.
I don't want to watch the numbers go down. I'm here because I love our school system. My children, who are now in their mid-40s, went through Princeton. I volunteer at the Closet. I volunteer at Glendale. I know this has been a very divisive, however you say that word, situation, and I just want to remember that we need to focus on the kids. It seems like the decision has been made and accepted, or accepted and made, however that sequence was, and I just want us to remember that we focus on the kids and not to let this situation divide Viking country. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Lofty. Okay, we will now move into executive session. Is there a district?
B.
Yeah, I mean, is there,
No, just to let everybody know, the strategic plan is marked on all the parts of the agenda. Academic excellence, AE, EC is effective communication, HS is health and safety, affirmation of belonging is AB, and stewardship is S. You go to our website and find it there if you want to learn more about the strategic plan. We try to follow that in everything we do.
okay. Executive session. Need a motion to move into executive session.
That we go into executive session to discuss and executive session 1.2, consider the employment and compensation of employee of
Second.
Properly moved in second. Mrs. Petter?
Mrs. Cleveland? Mrs. Moore?
Yes.
Mrs. Ely?
Yes.
Mr. Simons?
Yes.
Mrs. Kessler?
Yes.
We are moving to executive session. For those that are in the audience, we could be out in 10 minutes or 60. Just so you know. We are at stage 5. Consent agenda. Need a motion?
I move to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Properly moved in second. Mrs. Petter?
Mrs. Moore?
Yes.
Mrs. Ely? Yes. Mr. Simons?
Yes.
Mrs. Kessler?
Yes.
Mrs. Cleveland?
Yes.
Motion passes. Number 6, district business. Need a motion for the financial report.
I move to approve the February 2026 financial report as presented.
Properly moved in second.
It's quick.
Discussion?
It's quick. Just 2 things in the monthly financial report. Just drawing your attention to the revenue that's been coming in. We've really been following the Hamilton County advance schedule, so we are running ahead year over year right now. I would expect that'll even up in March a little bit, but again, we are anticipating more money because we get the first half of the new levy money. So we're starting to see that. We're also running behind on state money, and after the forecast, I was projecting that would happen.
Yeah.
And again, even with the phase-in of an 83%, we're getting less because they didn't increase the base costs. So it's just been critical. We're going to have to fight for that really hard. That's biennial budget. And on the expense side, you'll see the big drop in all other expenses. Again, remember that's related to us moving that $4 million out into the PI fund and $4 million out into the capital outlay fund. So those expenses have been pulled out of general fund. We still have them. They're just not reported against the forecast. Those are reported on your reports you receive here each month for the 018, the 003, and the 070. So if anyone asks about, well, you're not spending that money, it's in this report. It's now part of the minutes, so you can see how the money's being spent. So I think it's just critical that we keep reminding people of that. And I was on a meeting the other day, and some treasurer was saying something, and I just chimed in and said, I report that every month to my board, what we spend out of those 2 funds that we transfer all that money in. Just report it every month, so it's in record.
Thanks.
So you guys can easily point there if someone asks a question. Just go with the board minutes.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
Mrs. Ely?
Yes.
Mr. Simons?
Yes.
Mrs. Kessler?
Yes.
Mrs. Cleveland? Mrs. Moore?
Yes.
Motion passes. B, approval of the sales for 2025 tax year.
Second.
Ms. Petter?
The attachments on in-board docs are 17 different resolutions. You must have a separate resolution for each property. So these are properties that have sold in the district for more than the auditor has their value listed at. We are allowed to challenge those, but we have to do this process where the board must approve it, and then Ennis Britton, we've paid them to send out all the certified letters that we now have to send out, and then it can go to the board revisions. Just our process. We'll do it every year at this time. I think we've done it. This might be the third year.
So that's for every property that is sold above the auditor's number.
Above the auditor's number, plus the next criteria is it worth our time and energy to go through the board of revision process, where we pay an attorney to do this? So he evaluates that cost versus the benefit that we would receive.
Then we get the outcome.
Yes, we're hoping that all those prices, all those valuations get raised to save us price.
That he will provide.
He always, yes. Mhm. Yes, he does.
Okay. Any other questions? If not,
Mr. Simons?
yes?
Mrs. Kessler?
Yes.
Mrs. Cleveland?
Yes.
Mrs. Moore?
Yes.
Mrs. Ely?
Yes.
Motion passes. Next is approval of the proposal and scope of work for K through 12.
I move to approve the proposal and scope of work with Innovate K-12 for Community Perception Survey as presented.
Second.
Properly moved and second. Geez, I don't know whether it's you, Mr. Card,
I can go quickly. You
or,
can add.
or Gina, or, so
Can
we'll
add,
go
I'll
with
start.
you.
This is community just what it says, community perception survey is going to go out to the community to see what they think about many things that are going on in the district. We spent some time on this. We're working with K-12 to do this. It'll go out many different ways, email, blast, social media, paper copies at schools. The one thing we remembered during the levy time is there's people that don't get any of that stuff. So we will send postcards home as well that allow everybody in the district. Anybody in the district should probably say residents of my address,
Yeah.
and then you have a chance to do that as well. So we want to make sure that everyone, business folks, everybody gets a chance to do that because there's so many different lenses people look at the district through. So it's important that we hit everybody. You live and learn lessons, and we learned that. And I think we've done a good job of preparing Ms. Kessler, Mrs. Ruffin-Moore, and I with Ms. Roddy, worked on this that are here tonight, and then we added with K-12. So I think it'll be a pretty good thing for the district to see where we're at. I think it's going out as soon as tomorrow in some areas, and then we'll get the postcards won't be there tomorrow, but just getting approved. But the other things, and then you'll see it, and it's going to be through the end of the month, I think the 30th, and then by the middle to the end of April, I believe, we'll have some data. We can look at it and see where we're at. So it should be a pretty comprehensive, it's a survey, 7, 8, 10 minutes to take. It's not a long survey. You can get through it because I know when I get surveys, I don't want to spend 20 or 30 minutes. So we make very sure that it was something we can get through pretty quick. But it gave us some really good information. So that's all I have.
Yeah, I think Jody and the rest of the board came up with some pretty good questions. And the great thing about this survey, in case you don't know, if you're over the age of 62, if you're over the age of 62, you have the option of earning a pass to every event except GMAC games. Tournaments. You can go to the concerts, the plays, and the sporting events with that pass. I think, well, you could do it anyway, whether you do the survey or not. But if you do the survey, you'll be reminded about that. And I think that's such a great incentive, and I'm glad we could do that because the community really does benefit when they see our kids in action. So.
And I will say, if you see me at Kroger's or anywhere, I keep some in my glove compartment. So yell at me and I'll go get you.
Well, good to know. Thank you.
Any other comments, Jody?
No
Annie?
comments.
Mr. Better?
Mrs. Kessler?
Yes.
Mrs. Cleveland?
Yes.
Mrs. Moore?
Yes.
Mrs. Ely?
Yes.
Mr. Simons?
Yes. Motion passes. Need a motion for the professional development in AI training.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded.
Our team did a good job of getting a grant from Ohio Tech Cred for $30,000 to help train some of our staff on some of the things with AI. As you know, AI is very hot. We're looking at classes and different things for that. Was something we had a legal update and leadership today, and they're talking about how it changes so much. We're trying to keep up with that, how to use it. I think most of us use it in some aspects. Most of us only get the tip of the iceberg of using it. How does it work in classrooms? And that's something that we want to do. So it's $2,000 per participant of 15 staff members. We'll be able to take part, and then we'll hopefully the grant comes back. We're not sure if it will, but if it does, we'll try to keep funneling it to other folks. So it should be a good thing to get it started, and then we'll move forward as we go.
Any other comments?
It's going to happen starting next year, I believe, correct? Yeah. We'll start next year. We're going to get it this year. Oh, we're good.
Say again?
Start this Friday? Oh, you did email. We have PD Day Friday, so. I remember.
Mrs. Cleveland? Yes. Mrs. Moore?
Yes.
Mrs. Ely? Yes. Mr. Simons?
Yes.
Mrs. Kessler?
Yes.
Motion passes. Need a motion for approval of Prodigy Building Solutions.
I move to approve the contract with Prodigy Building Solutions as presented.
Second?
Moved and second.
This is just, we needed three new chiller units in this building, and natural gas heating units. It was very unique. Mr. Freaky and Ms. Petter had a meeting set up, Monday before last, and that's the day they died. And we had
Wow.
we put some tape to them to get them working, but it was 50 degrees in the treasurer's suite. It was about 50 degrees. So this will get this together. This is needed badly. Right on time. As you feel, it just went off. It's getting a little warmer in here. See, so we make sure we have them work.
And that was just this building.
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Petter?
Mrs. Moore?
Yes.
Mrs. Ely? Yes. Mr. Simons?
Yes.
Mrs. Kessler?
Yes.
Mrs. Cleveland? Yes.
Motion passes. Our next is F, which is a needed motion for a contract with Constellation.
I move to approve the contract with Constellation for electricity as presented.
As you remember, one of our last meetings, we did something with natural gas, and we had something on it with electricity, but the price went up, so we pulled it. Now we have this. So right now, we are locked in to December 30th. Right now, we're locked into 27. This will allow us to lock in the price we have now, 50% of that through 2030. And then we can keep looking at it to see if it gets, Mr. Fricky and the people we talk to, if it drops, we can lock the other 50% in maybe. But this will be it. And as I mentioned with the natural gas, it allows for budgeting as well, because we know what we're going to be paying through that time. Hopefully, I don't think this is going to happen. Hopefully, it will keep dropping. Nothing's dropping right now, but hopefully it does, and then we can maybe save more. But this will allow us to lock in that 50% through 2030 instead of 27, which is a good deal. So we pulled it a couple times when prices fluctuate so much. We got it in a place where we think it's good, so we're ready to go.
So there are still companies willing to give us a discount on energy, no matter what's going on.
Well, I don't know if it's necessarily a discount. I think it's we're locking in where we're at now.
Yeah,
But yes, so they're not giving us that, but it's locking it in until 30, which will save us money in the long run for budgeting and everything else we support. Because I don't think it's going to go down anytime soon, but
No.
hopefully. I'm wrong.
Just over the next few months, that could be a huge savings.
Yes.
Okay, Mrs. Petter?
Mrs. Ely? Yes. Mr. Simons?
Yes.
Mrs. Kessler?
Yes.
Mrs. Cleveland? Yes. Mrs. Moore?
Yes.
Motion passes. Section 7, discussion. Let's start with the academic update.
We will have Ms. Kelly Perrin come up, English Language Services, to present.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I have a couple of
I don't have a clicker, so I'm going to have some help with this. So just a quick overview of what I'm going to talk about. So our current EL numbers, some of the historical enrollment data, our 25, which is last year's OWELPA results, and then some action steps based on the data that I'm sharing with you. So again, you can see there's all of our languages and nations. As I've said before, we have every inhabited continent represented here in Princeton. We have added some new nations this year as well. 80% of our current MLs are Spanish speakers, and the other 20% are of other languages. And again, that's over 50 languages we have currently represented in our district. So looking at our EL enrollment growth trend, we are pretty stagnant across that. Like, we've stayed the same. We've seen some growth. I will say that our current enrollment as of last week was 1,338 identified ELs. That being said, we do have students that are exited monitored EL students that we have to monitor for 2 years. They still count in our report cards for 2 years. So with that number, that brings it up to, we have 435 exited ELs. So add that to it, and that's quite a bit. It's about 31% of our student population count in the report card still. We also have 415, like I said, fully exited that do not count in our subgroup, so they are past that 2-year monitoring phase. They are not classified in that subgroup of EL. So we currently are making up 24.64% of our student enrollment that are, again, like I said, the current EL identified. That is not the 2-year monitoring students as well. So it's a big chunk of our population, just about a quarter of our population. With that being said, looking at these districts in the state of Ohio, and this slide came from ODU, we are currently number 12 in terms of enrolled students that are identified as EL. If you go to the next slide, we are number 2 in terms of percentages of enrolled ELs. But a slide that I don't have, but information that ODU gave me, is that we are sitting number 1 in the state of Ohio in terms of districts that have over 1,000 enrolled identified ELs. And with the number I gave you, we are over that, so we sit number 1 in terms of the state of Ohio, in terms of percentages of ELs enrolled in our district. So looking at our buildings, I did a breakdown of how our current enrollment currently looks by each building. We do have identified ELs in every building now, which I think we are in our 2nd year of having that, which is huge. I'm glad to see that. And then broke it down by percentage, so you can see what percentages look like. Our elementaries are sitting at 30% or higher for EL enrollment. The top 5, so that's Glendale, Heritage Hill, Stewart, Springdale's right there, almost at 30%, and Sharonville. Current TESOL staff, we have 3 buildings that currently don't have any staff members. Those are our low number buildings. We don't have support there. Working on trying to get that, because that is a need for us. So currently doing consultative support with those buildings in terms of doing PDs with the staff, myself, coming in and consulting about ways to scaffold instruction, those kinds of things, ways they can do services in their classroom. And then looking at the student-teacher breakdown by building, what that looks like as well, so what those ratios would look like. We are, this year, have currently identified 154 EL. So when they come in, they have a language other than English listed on their home language survey. We have to do a screener to see if they qualify to be an EL. And this is what we do. So it's the OLs. And the red means they are emerging language learners, so very intensive language development need. The yellow means that they are progressing, so they have some English, but still need, depending on where they fall in that yellow range, need some support more in learning English as a language. And then the green is kids that did not qualify, so they scored proficient on that screener. Next slide. So this is last year. We currently right now are in the midst of our OWELPA window, so that opened up February 2nd and runs till the end of March, which is March 27th. It's our annual language assessment. It's another OST. It's required by the state, and this is how we show growth in language development for our students. So these scores for this current year that we're sitting right now won't come out till May 18th. But last year's OWELPA data from 2025 is a breakdown right here. The way OWELPA is given, it's given on 4 different domains: listening, speaking, reading, and writing, and they are all assessed differently. You can only assess reading at a time, writing at a time, listening at a time. Speaking is done one-on-one. So thinking about the 1,388 students, those tests are done one-on-one. So they take up a lot of time. The other ones are all group assessed. But the way that they're scored is they're scored on a 1 to 5 domain, or some score, but the overall score is a 1 to 3. I don't know why Ohio did that, but Alpha 21 does it 1 to 5. So the bottom row, you can see I've got it broken down into like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yellow being 2, I say 2A, green being 2B, and the blue being 2C. So those 2Cs are really our kids that are on the cusp of exiting. They've got either 4s and 5s and a 3 in a domain. So we did a lot of data digging this summer and dove into those students to see who are those kids that are in that blue, that 2C level. What can we do? What level or what domain is holding them back to help support in the classroom to help them get over that hump to exit. And so we did a lot of data dive talks this summer throughout the school year as well, and then targeting PD around that as well. I will say that we also had, you can see the breakdown. We had 177 kids exit, so that's 11% of our district. We had one building that had 33% of the district exit in their building, which is huge, of all the kids that exit. So that was a huge success for us. And that came about from some of the changes we had made last year based off of data talks and service delivery and kind of adjusting some things, and it really did help get those kids over the hump and exit. So we were very happy to see that. And that's it for that page. So looking at our EL progress. So this is where we count on the report card under gap closing. The district has set a growth target for our students. So your first OLP you take is considered your baseline. That point on, you have to score either a 1 or 2 point growth increase year over year based off that initial OLPA. And every year the state has increased our growth target range. So they're saying last year was 53.5% of the students should show growth 1 or 2 points based off their baseline score annually. We had all of our elementaries meet it that have that subgroup, not all the elementaries have subgroups. And then we had one of our secondary campuses meet it as well. We did not meet it as a district. We are a little short. We were at 49.6, but by looking at this graph, you can still see that our kids are showing growth, more so in those kids that are scoring proficient. Our trajectory is still going up. So this year, our goal is 57.25 of our kids will score or show annual growth, and we're working on that. Again, we did a lot around data talks, data diving. What can we do to support students in the classroom in terms of meeting all 4 domains? So incorporating all 4 domains across all contents. And with that too being said, our EL progress measure is a 0 or 5 star. There is no 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're the only measure within the report card that is all or nothing. Yeah. That's why I pointed out that we actually are we're still showing growth, even though you don't see it. So I wish we get like a 2, 3, or 4 star. We don't get that, but we still are showing growth across the board. So some action steps, like I said, some continued PD opportunities. So I've been providing opportunities for staff to go take effective strategies either through the ESC or providing it here on site. Working on getting our teachers Orton Gillingham. We have 15 plus participants this year that have participated in or have been trained in it and doing level 2. We did offer some math professional development for EL students, for staff that are in the secondary level that did that training as well. We've really worked on looking at intervention materials for our EL students and which will supplement and support the core content. So we're working on that and providing training, but also looking more at those tier 2, tier 3 that are really aligned to the core. What can we get for those students to help support that? We're doing some more push and support, so looking at a tiered service delivery model. Again, back to that, you look at the levels 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, those 3s and 4 kids, the 2B, 2Cs, what are we doing in terms of still providing support to them, but maybe not as intensive as we need to for our level 1s and level 2As. Again, doing the deep data dives into the buildings, talking to administration, talking to grade level teams, EL. So it's not just all on EL. What we do in classroom for all students supports all students. So making sure we're doing the same thing in content classes for our ELs. And then summer school, offering summer school again this year. Focuses on our incoming 1st through 5th graders and looking at those kids that are lower level proficiency to help get that basic language development for them, so when they come back in the fall, they've got some more foundational language to help support them in the school year. That's it. Any questions?
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Very good.
Thank you.
Okay, that was the academic update. We're moving on to number 8, treasurer's report.
I just have one thing I want to pick up on.
What? What?
you, Miss B.
My bad. Okay, discussion is 7B, new/interim superintendent. The board met on 3/4/26 to accept the effective resignation of our current superintendent, and that resignation is based on a 2/28 deadline to accept the board's 2-year contract offer. So that is what the resignation is based on. Due to that, we can't operate without a superintendent, so we have to look at certain things in the marketplace, find out who's available. So we are in current discussions with a person by the name of Dr. Mary Phillips, who I think is familiar with the district, and I think the board and faculty, staff, students, parents, taxpayers are probably familiar with her also. And that is the statement that I'm going to make at this time. Moving forward, now we're on 8, which is the treasurer's report.
Just wanted to add one more thing to that Board of Revisions list. I did have the total numbers. I just couldn't put my hand on them that second. But I did want to let you know that the total of all those properties was in excess of $50 million on the auditor's book, and the sales values were $91 million. So it's those 17 pieces of property. $50 million on the auditor's books, and the sale values were $91 million. So it's a difference of $41 million that we'll be arguing over. So it is amazing. It is amazing. But you think about how property valuations have gone up, and they only change those at the auditor's house on triennial updates or reappraisals. So it's on a 3-year cycle. So we can take this in then, and we can put in a board of revision versus the board of revision being put against us. So just wanted to share that final number.
Excellent. Number B, superintendent's report.
I got quite a few things. I'll go quickly since we're getting a little late here. Second annual Orchestra Palooza is Wednesday, here the 11th, 6 p.m. Matthews. That's where all Orchestra 612 and all 7 ensembles will be performing. Games, food raffles, that stuff is at a cost, but this is all the music is free, but the other things, this is the biggest fundraiser of the year, second annual, so it should be a pretty neat night. Unfortunately, we have a little conflict because our boys' basketball regional semifinal is Wednesday the 11th at 6 p.m. at Centos. We'll play Uber Heights Wayne in the regional semifinal. We are in the Sweet 16, so we're one of 16 Division I teams left, which is kind of neat. The good and the bad is, it seems like there's always conflicts this time of the year. That means our basketball teams are pretty good, so that's a good thing, right? So it's hard finding dates. Girls basketball will play Thursday, the 12th at 6 p.m. at University of Dayton Arena. This is a state semifinal. We're in the Final Four. As you probably remember, last year we were state runner-ups. We got to the final game, so they're hungry to try to get that ring and trophy this year. And another pretty cool thing, girls wrestling. Kamora Carpenter, the district runner-up. She's a state qualifier. Last year she finished 8th in the state. So and then we have a gentleman going as an alternate as well. The full circle thing with Ms. Carpenter is I coached her dad here back in the day. So I've known, remember when she was born, and I didn't know her, but I remember that because I know dad. So that's kind of a cool thing for me. And then spring sports are on the way, so bikeNation.org will get you all the calendars and things. Spring sports are weird because of weather, but you got to keep up with our website. There's an AI cybersecurity safety event Thursday on the 3/19 at 6 to 7 at Princeton High School Viking Room. So as we talk about AI, the grant we have, we talk about having a class. This is going to be AI cybersecurity safety event, so come learn some things. I think that would be kind of a good for our parents and kids if they can make it. probably our parents more than our kids, but both. Festival of the Arts is coming up. Sunday, March 22nd from 12 to 4 in Viking Village. We'll have a meeting, a televised meeting before then. There could be a conflict that day, but that's down the line. I'm not going to say anything about that. But I'm hoping there happens to be a conflict that day, because that means it's something good.
That's right.
Just a reminder, there is no school this Friday, 3/13. We have a PD day for students, so just the community to remember that. Spring break is 3:30 to 4:06, so that's coming up as well. So parents will have them home for a little while and see what's going on. I do want to brag a little on Miss Mary Cleveland. You can see the magazine. I told you about this, but the magazine, OSBA magazine, has Miss Cleveland. Cleveland leads OSBA in 2026. Got her Princeton red on, and then inside was a nice write-up. My favorite part of the write-up, not my quotes, and I'll say, but it is this first picture with her and her grandkids at Evendale. I was there that day. It was kind of a cool thing. So, really good article. So if you catch that, grab it. And then I do want to just real quick, I know you said something about Mrs. Annette Brown. Mrs. Brown, 31 years a teacher, administrator of this district. Started here at Rellis, I believe. I think she was at Heritage Hill and Glendale, the three. It's kind of a special, heartbreaking thing for me. Her husband and I are very good friends. He took over for me at Lakota West as principal when I left to go to central office. So I've been along with this ride when I knew about this long before everybody else did.
Yeah.
When it first happened and all the way through, and watched the strength of her, watched the strength of him, and as you know, they have a young son, and he's doing as well as we expect. But I wanted to say our thoughts are with Mr. Brown, Miss Lynette's family, and Isaac, and everybody else there in that family. She will be missed. She was a very strong lady, very well thought of in Glendale and across educational circles. So, as they mentioned, the viewings this Friday, the funeral Saturday. So, just keep them in your thoughts. So I'm gonna leave it at that. So that's all I have.
I'm just extremely proud of all of our athletic events. My husband and I have been enjoying the girls' basketball games and the boys' basketball games. And Mr. Joe back there, the athletic director, has made it a seamless process to be able to see how well our students are doing in athletics.
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you to this district. It's been a very challenging last couple of months representing OSBA, but most importantly representing Princeton. Getting the opportunity to visit lots of districts across our state, and I'm always proudly looking back at things we're doing here and how we are doing it with excellence. And so I'm very proud of our teams here. I'm proud of our students, and I get the chance now to see just how far we have done in terms of how we educate. One of the things that I'm often thinking about is the fact that here at Princeton, we tend to think out of the box. And I know that goes to people over here, that they're not stuck on doing things a certain way. We are willing to follow our students and what it is that they need. So, I just have to say I'm so appreciative of Princeton more and more as I get the opportunity to go out here to see what's happening across our state. With that said, I'm also reminded of the things that I can bring back. So don't be surprised if you start to hear from me with some of the things like, oh my gosh, please check into this. But again, that's the beauty of what I get to do right now. And then on the flip side of that, I get the opportunity to advocate. So spending a lot of time in Columbus, on the Hill, as we call it, advocating to our elected officials for public education. In fact, I think the opportunity to go to DC in 2 weeks to advocate in DC on behalf of Ohio's public schools. So again, I'm really excited by the opportunity to represent the state, but most importantly, to represent Princeton.
Are you autographing copies of that magazine?
Well, we
I'll
do
bring
have,
my magazine next week.
we do have a Sharpie if you want to get it tonight. I brought mine in here, just so you know. I think based on the leadership, echoing what Mr. Card said, so I won't repeat it, but I think it's highly unusual to have 2 basketball programs that are ranked in the state and that are within their respective regional and state finals.
It really is.
That's a good move. Shows good stewarding of the program, good hiring of the coaches, good monitoring of the coaches and players. So, as a district, we should all be very proud of that. At this point in time, we are going to go into executive session, and I need a motion for that.
Second. You need a second? Who said what?
Properly moved in second. Ms. Better.
Mr. Simons?
Yes?
Mrs. Kessler?
Yes.
Mrs. Cleveland? Yes. Mrs. Moore?
Yes.
Mrs. Ely?
Yes.
We are adjourned to executive session. We would ask that staff, cabinet, what's your official titles? Cabinet. That you remain.